Hello, darling Leos. This is Jade with yesYesYes. Welcome back. We're going to do your love reading for July 2019. And this is for, I haven't been saying this is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for Leos, because Venus and Jupiter are masculine, feminine planets. And this is a love reading. So I just did your general, and we already had some love come up. So we'll see what more there is. Maybe I'm talking to the same Leos. Maybe I'm talking to different ones. But first, let me just say thanks for your likes, shares, and your subscribes. For those who are reaching out for personal reads, I hope you're getting a lot out of it. I'm really enjoying it myself. And we've been uncovering some really deep cycles that we're all kind of going through, so it's been really interesting to see. And then we've got a lot of energy happening this month, so I wanted to get all of these readings out to you as soon as possible, but I am running behind. You guys are in the front of the line. Happy early birthday. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to draw from the Mike Dooley deck, from the Romance Angels. We'll get a path between the two people from the Lenormand deck, and then I'll get some from the Line Strider deck. We'll go into some depth of what's going on. All right, so first we'll start with Mike Dooley. I love this deck. It gives me just a fun way of starting the whole thing. So let's see what's coming up for Leo for July 2019. Hey, Leos. Oh, I love you, Leos. Okay, so what's coming up for Leos in July? All right. There we go. Just had to shift it. Okay. So we have, it's not only about being right, Leo, okay? In all the tests of character, when two viewpoints are pitted against each other, in the final analysis, the thing that will strike you the most is not who is right or wrong, strong or weak, wise or foolish, but who went to the greater length in considering the other's perspective. So I think it's interesting, we're talking about, and this could be an ongoing relationship, but we're talking about finding the understanding of where the other person is coming from. So it's not about being right necessarily between the two, but understanding the other side of things, so that then you can bring yourselves back together. It's not a separation, it's an inclusion. Okay, interesting. Let's see what the Romance Angels have to say for Leo 2019. Okay. What romance is abound? We got a sticky stick. Take one more, please. Make the effort. Okay, so I might be talking to Leos who are either in separation or it's just a little rough right now, going through a rough patch in a relationship. Let's see, any other romance for Leo? We had a big romance coming up in the general, so I want to see if it comes through now. Romance for Leo. Okay, I might have a lot of energies out there, so that could be. Do you see how that one just flew? Okay, let's see what this one is. This could be the one. All right, so that at least makes sense, it can or may draw back to the last reading. Make the effort. So great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So this could mean coming back together with someone, not necessarily, well, it could just be that you're in separation. I'm not talking about a reconciliation, but I am talking about making the effort to make sure that it's not about necessarily being right. It's about connecting and bringing yourselves back to a place of alignment together, okay? So interconnectedness. Now this could be the one. And if you're feeling like you're wondering if this, if it's worth it, the cards are saying they are. You've already met the romantic partner that you seek. So if you're asking about this person, it could be the one. The cards are saying that the energy that's already on the table is someone who could definitely be a person who could who you can grow with, right? You can be in relationship and grow with, all right? So let's see what the mystical Lenormand deck has to say. I'm looking for the path between you two, what's going on. If you are speaking, if you don't know each other, if you're all brand new, but it looks like so far what the romance angels are saying is that you do know this person and that you're going to have to meet and understand their perspective. So I wonder if it's like a rom-com where, you know, it starts off with the two people not liking each other and then they have to work together for some project and then they end up falling in love. So it could be that if life was a rom-com, right? Okay, so I'm looking for the path between you two. These are represented by masculine and feminine, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that. It could be one is more assertive, one is more receptive. It could mean that you just bond with one side more than the other. So you just decide. I'm trying to read it without being so gendered specific because there's so many of us in the world. So what I'm going to do is lay it down, and I'm looking for these significator cards, and I will let you know how it all works out. Going through the whole deck. Look, there's one. I like it better this way so then I don't have to do a big reading. Cancer had like almost all the cards out on the table. It's crazy. Okay, so here's the feminine energy. So this would be the receptive energy, the one who allows, you know, in the general. And then we have the Tower. Different tower in Lenormand. We have the dog, and then there is the masculine. Okay, so we've got just two cards in between the two. I like this. Let's talk about it. Okay, so the feminine, now we were talking about rom-coms. So the Tower is a card of larger corporations, organization. So it could be university, it could be corporate world, it could be something that's just greater than you, that's organized by humans. The other thing is that the Tower can represent isolation. So what we could be talking about is a woman, a feminine, a person who's receptive, maybe just one of you, who works in a corporate job who might be feeling isolated and pulled away from others. But this is also where you're going to meet her, okay? Then we have the masculine who has this dog, which is a loyalty card, a friendship card right next to that masculine who's the one who's doing. So the way that the cards are looking is that it looks like the connection comes either at work or at university, someplace that's organized. It could be organized sports even, and it could be a friendly game. But I feel like the masculine is more of a friend at this point, and the feminine might be not necessarily seeing the masculine for all of the love that he could share, but we'll see. We shall see, and it's going to just depend on how you want to view this. If you're a corporate person, if you're in university, if you are, you know, subjected to a larger organization and maybe you haven't met someone there, this might be you. But this seems like a weird, I'm getting this organized sports thing. So like maybe there's a volleyball league or a pool league or something like that where you meet each other, or that's your common ground. But the masculine is much more loyal, much more connected, and is looking towards the feminine. The feminine has to get past some type of feeling of isolation, or maybe she just has a wall up, okay? Excuse me, I had to take a drink of water. Now we're going to move to the Line Strider deck. It's been pre-shuffled if I didn't say so. I'm curious as to what energy is bonding you all. We talked a little bit about where you might meet. Let's see what energy is bonding you to Leo and their partner. What energy is bonding you to? Well, those just kind of flew out, but I want to see it. Okay, thank you. Ah, the star. Wishes, dreams, hopes, fulfillment, all of the good things that we want. Aquarian energy here. This is higher energy, right? Energy that is taking us to our next level selves. I mean, it is hopes and dreams, but it's not like things that just can't be realized. It's not that you want something that's beyond the ability that you can bring into life. This is, you know, you want your dream life, right? But your dream life is rooted in reality, so it's something that is possible. I think these two people are dreamers. These two people want something that's greater, that's bigger, that's higher than them. They want to level up to something greater. That's what it's seeming, okay? All right, and that's a great bond for you two. I want that for you as well. Oh my gosh, my cards are all kinds of flipped. How did that even happen? Okay, let me do this over. I am curious. Now, I want to see the energies of the separation energies. What's going on individually? Thank you. One for the other, please. Okay, well, you just wanted to come out? That's fine. It's also flipping on its own. Okay, so for this one side, we have the King of Wands. It came out in the reverse. There's some harshness here. And the King of Wands is harsh upright as well, but when it's in the reverse, it's even more manipulative and doing things in a way that is not helpful for the self, like it's self-destructive nature, burning yourself out even, not seeing others as valuable. It's really, the king here wants to create a land for himself. And here, at least when he's in the upright, he'll let others fall in where they need. He'll lead them in a regal way. When it's in the reverse, and this is, you know, again, your energy here, Leo, it's not playing fair. So just be aware, this may be calling you out. So if you've had some of this energy in your life, check it, especially if you're at corporate. We're talking about you here. If you're the corporate person, you might have been cutthroat. It can also just mean that you're not feeling good, right? You're just not feeling up to your best self. And maybe, you know, like the lion, you might have gotten a thorn in your paw and you've just been, you know, not sad, you know, not hurt. That could have been the thing as well that's got you turned upside down. Now your person here is the Strength card in reverse. This is similar energy here. Very Leo connected, and not being in their power, not feeling worthy. So these are the two things that are deep underlying energies here, not acting right and not feeling right, okay? Both people very similar here. It seems like your person and you are going through some very similar, and this is common actually, you're going through very similar issues. And that might be what bonds you. I mean, besides just wanting to be higher and better. Okay, let's see what else is going on for Leo and their person. Okay, you gotta come all the way out, please. Just letting the cards fall this time. It's taking a little bit because they're sticky. For Leo and their person. For July, please. 2019. Oh my gosh, I love it when they're like grasshoppers. Okay, I do need another one though. I forgot. One more, please, for Leo and their person. No, that won't work. It won't work. All right, Leos, let's get it together. Feel free to join me in this. I feel like something flipped as well. There we go. Yeah, they're flipping in the deck. So it's kind of like these are all internal processes and we're not wanting to talk about it. But we need to talk about it to get it out there. All right, what's going on here? 7 of Cups and 4 of Wands in the reverse. Lots of choices, too much so. Indecision, illusion. I'm feeling this is work related again, but it's also not necessarily getting to the root of the matter, which is what really what you want to get is a higher place. Well, why do these things that are kind of being shown you, like, you know, all these pretty, you know, you might have an opportunity to have 3 different projects, all of which might give you more money, or you can major in a different, you know, you can take a different major and then that'll give you a different scholarship. Like, do those things really matter? Do those get you to your higher good? That's the question here. And I'm feeling like this person is really trying to figure out how to get to the root of who they are, but there's a lot of stuff around them that's distracting and that's not necessarily in alignment for them. That's what, when this card comes out, it just shows a little disalignment or a little unalignment. Yeah, those words. All right, this person, we've got the 4 of Wands in the reverse. So this person could have been taken down a bit, and this is again kind of past energies here, stuff that's underlying. Lost the feeling of self-worth or worthiness because a relationship or a marriage might have gone bust in the past. There was something that looked as if it could have been stable, but it turned out that it wasn't. Okay, so that's looking like it's on this side, this masculine energy who might be quite loyal in general. I know Leo's like this too. So, you know, maybe just questioning their worth because they weren't able to be in a relationship that worked out, even though they thought it was the one. Okay, or something that was very stable in the past, just it didn't quite work out. So now they're questioning themselves, and if they're able to bring it forward in their future, okay, which is, it's valid, but not an energy we want to stay in. So let's see what else is going on here. Okay, we've got one more card I'm looking for, please. One more card for Leo. Thank you. Okay, that makes sense. So we have 10 of Swords in the reverse, and then we have the 4 of Swords also in the reverse. So this 10 of Swords, this is the, you know, end all, be all, drama ending, right? The end of the end of the end, over it and done. We're almost there, but we're not quite, okay? So whatever's going on here on this side where we're, you know, we're not quite in our best self. We're not acting in our best nature as being the king Leo, if we are the Leo over here. Having too many things that are distracting, that aren't in alignment. This is like, you know, too much candy when really you should be having a green juice, right? And then the resistance to an end, and, you know, resistance to ending pain even. So I'm feeling like this person who might be struggling at work, who might be struggling just as in an isolated place, is really having a hard time letting go of past dramas and things that are not in alignment, right? Now, this again is past energy, so this is just stuff that we need to release and let go of, and it's good for it to come out. On this side, we talked about the relationship, a relationship may be going south, and that's why there's a question of worth. And there's now a need to come out, right? You might have actually taken some time out on this side to reflect, to figure out why all of this is kind of blown up. And now it's time for you to come back into the world. You've got a fresh new perspective. Hopefully, we'll see as the rest of it develops. But it's definitely not time to be, and I would say if you're the Leo, it's definitely not time for you to be hiding out. This is your birthday season. Come out, wherever you are. Okay, so I've got one card here. I need one more, please. We'll see, these are the cards that bring you two together. So let's see what's happening now for Leo and their person. One more card, please, for this line. Thank you. Just there we go. All right, Chariot came out in the reverse there. Let's see what's here. King of Cups. Oof, oof. 2 kings in the reverse. All right, so at least we're now to our emotions. You're starting to feel it. You may be resisting the feeling. You may be resisting opening up to it. This is this person, of course. But there's something that really needs to get dug out here, that needs to be faced. It could be there's a fish. It's a fish. I do like that this suit is a fish suit. So it could be something that's been swimming around in your subconscious or even in your conscious for quite some time that you know you need to face. on this side, okay? And this could be deep, deep stuff, right? This could be deep inherent learning patterns that have stuck on you from the past where, you know, there was the thought of if you manipulate, you know, if you're harsh, if you set your boundaries really clear and you don't feel or allow anybody to get in, then you will be taken care of because you're taking care of yourself by not being vulnerable. So I'm feeling like that needs to be shattered. The fact that, you know, there's some things that are not in alignment, check out what is in alignment for you and then shed the stuff that's not, okay? We really need to feel that through on this side. Oh, I didn't talk about the Chariot. This is a card of a little bit of stagnation still, the desire to move forward, Cancer, but wanting to do so in a emotionally balanced way, right? To the balancing here. So keep that in mind, that you're wanting to come back out in a more balanced emotional way. You're still, I think it's just like you rip the Band-Aid off and you're ready to jump out there. Just know that you're still raw, okay? On this side, you're still a little bit raw, so it can go either way, but do take care of yourself. This person over here is really good at taking care of themselves in a way that is shut down emotionally, so you can teach each other, right? Too much emotion, woundedness, not enough emotion, harshness, right? So there's a balance that can be found being your higher selves together. Okay, let's see what else. What else will bring you two together for Leo? Ooh, 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups, walking away and perhaps towards someone, walking away from the emotional distance that you've had just with your truth and your story. Let's see. I feel like the 8 of Cups is also, even though it looks kind of sad, there's this like adventure that's just around the corner by leaving something. So it's just on the other side of you know, when you, it's the growing, yes, of course. It's the growing pains that happen. You know, that moment where you say goodbye, you can't see what's ahead of you, so that's why it's a little sad, but there's so much ahead of you, so much amazing adventure and excitement and journeying to be done, and it's a new, it's kind of, this is your rebirth here, right? So it's just breaking the tendrils that's still holding you as you're saying goodbye to whatever you're saying goodbye to. And I feel like it's who you used to be. I feel like it's this old patterning. It's this isolation that you might feel, all of that, because we're trying to get to the star. And this person is here on the other side of that. Look, this other person here, even though, you know, we've got 9 of Cups came out in the reverse. This is the, when it comes out in the reverse in a romantic reading, it's showing that this person has it all and wants more, right? We can see that here. This person is very a relationship-minded, open heart. So even though there's the need to still be kind of taking care of yourself because you're a little raw, you're ready on this side. I think that if you keep these things in mind about what happened in the past, what went south, remember your self-worth, and make sure that you're balanced with your heart and your action, right? We need to balance both of these because this is you two being mirrors for each other. This person's ready, okay? And this person's walking towards something new. Now let's see how you meet. That's our deciding card in the center. How are you two? What's going to bring you two together? For Leo in July. Okay, here we go. I like this. The High Priestess. In the upright, intuition, this is your magic, this is getting back to the self, listening to yourself and what you truly, truly need. And I feel like this is, again, part of this lunation cycle that's coming up, which is we have a new moon eclipse July 2nd, and then there's a full moon 2 weeks later. So work with the cycles of the moon to manifest this new self, right? These are great cards here that you have here, that you, this is where what's bringing you to, or what connects you to, and this is what brings you two together. Both very profound cards. using your intuition, realizing all of your power and your connectedness. You've drawn each other together, right? So what's bringing you together is your depth of self, your knowledge of self, and your desire to create yourself in a new way. It's a new way of being, right? You've left something behind to move forward in a different way that's going to serve you better. This person over here, even though this relationship or whatever it was, this security in the past fell through, ready to start over and take a new plunge, take a risk. Beautiful energy. This is a great energy for you, Leo. Let me know how it resonates. This could be the one, is what we were talking about initially. So if this person is in question, this could be the one. And it is worth making the effort. You have two different paths of effort here. One is working on yourself to protect yourself, not be too heart open, too vulnerable, and the other is to allow your heart to open, okay? So you have to make the effort one way or the other. It's not only about being right. See each other. I think I even talked about that in the beginning. You're looking to connect an interconnection where you're seeing the other person's perspective. And that's where the growth comes. This is a beautiful reading. If it applies for you, I really hope it does, because there's some beauty, there's some love. Here, I'll put the love right there for you. All right? Okay, Leo, happy early birthday. I'll see you all soon.